Hello, hello, hello.
Boom, boom. And we are live and in color.
Yay. And
Amy Davis
color.
first. Dolphin Man. Anita. Let me pull that all the way up. Amanda, Kitty, Vina, Tracy.
No ad? You didn't monetize?
It should be monetized.
No, go back and look.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go back and look.
It's monetized.
It's monetized. It'll probably put it on at the end. Pickers.
Trying hard to stay awake. Somebody broke my heart.
Why?
Trying to stay awake.
Oh. Pickers. Wendy Benjamin.
Panda is
Perceiving
joining us.
life. Made it home just in time. My friend Panda is joining us again. Hello, Panda.
Are we sure that's Panda? Maybe it didn't autocorrect. I don't know.
I don't
Anyway,
Jesse.
Canfield, that's a new one.
Roxanne.
Hey, D.
D.
So glad to have you back.
Ginger. Just me.
Let it snow.
Let it snow. How you doing, my friend?
Autumn
Automake.
Girl. I didn't get any guesses from Autumn Girl this week.
No guesses.
Saw an ad when I came in. See, Kitty, you just watch us so much. YouTube
How do you
gave
say
up.
her name?
Well, this next to her thing is probably the pronunciation. Jatan.
Chatan. Susan Lang.
Jatan.
We've missed you too, Susan. Hoss.
Hey, Hoss. Hey, Trudy.
It
Oh,
is
it is Panda. Okay. Oh, he has a very unique first name and isn't so sure about putting it out there just yet. Hey, that's fine. I just sometimes autocorrect kills me. So,
Susan.
hey,
Woody.
Hey, Minute Man.
Minute Man in
I'm
the
so
house.
glad he decided to come.
Every time we do I'm gonna be 100% honest. Every time we're doing a oil Minute Man that works with me, I'm always thinking about you. Thinking about, you know what? I just need to send that man a sample.
Mm-hmm.
But
We are a republic. Republic. Let's see. Yep, you got it. Jatan. How did you miss? I'm sorry, Tanya. I didn't see yours come through a second ago. And there's Susan. I barely missed Susan. Or almost missed Susan.
living on a dime. Long time. I was talking to them earlier. That's why she said that.
Susan Lang. Ikigai.
Ikigai.
Yeah, Mama Cat told me she got her Cassia today. I was like, so. I said, so did you try it? She's like, as soon as I open it up. And she can feel my pain because she's like, man, that stuff could be addictive. I'm like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That last Monday, as soon as I tried it that night, like the whole rest of the week, that's all I drank was Cassia and water with a citrus blend. Oh, no, that is not funny, Tommy. You even know he's not supposed to.
That's my buddy. Tam's Place, River Cottage, Professor.
River? Where are you getting river from? Recycle.
That's recycle.
That's what I said.
That's what I said. You just are not listening.
Did you check the oil in that bowl? Huh? Oil in the bowl? I don't know. Give John. Yeah, everybody keep John.
Well, I was going to get to that here in a few minutes. I was going to give it time for everybody to get in here for a minute.
Hey, Laura.
Laura.
Yeah, I'd love to hear about that.
I'm not drinking a thing. Kitty got jokes. Okay. I've seen Tommy's in here. Professor's in here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And Mama. I saw Mama in here.
I didn't see Mama. But I have not seen
I saw just a few minutes. Let us know.
Simply or Full Spectrum yet.
No.
Okay, the board members, I would like to have a meeting this week real quick. Just to
1967.
I want to
Hey, Green Gables.
talk about something real quick, fast, and in a hurry. Won't take up much of you guys' time. We'll take a little vote. We'll go on our way. So I will hit you guys each individually, and
Hello, Breakaway.
we'll go from there. So you like that? You like that, Meemaw? Was that better?
I'm not here, but I will be in 8 minutes. Hey, Niana.
So while we're talking about that history video, let me tell y'all something.
You had a blast.
Well, one, after everything kind of settled down, but this morning the kids
Hey, be lady. Blah, 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 blah.
got up and they just took some initiative, and they started making the hut because we were going to do the hut today.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, when I came home at lunch, part of it was done.
yeah, and well, it wasn't quite done correctly, and it kind of. And so we real quick made some adjustments to the thing, but we're going to end up doing the video of building their own nomad survival hut, probably middle to near the end of this week. And one of the things that I forgot to talk to you about is on the stage that they built. If we build it a little bit we build a little bit bigger, let's paint the back of it with chalkboard paint.
Perfect. Sounds great. The only thing is we're going to have to put a roof over it.
Okay.
Or some kind of a...
Right, like a... Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I got it. So...
But that might be a good place to do a small rain catch kind of area that we could keep, like, for the ducks or something out this way or something. There's got to be some...
Yeah, because the ducks don't have enough water with that 1 acre pond right there.
Do you want... Look, I don't have to worry about family friendly now. So... Just saying. Just saying.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right.
I mean, I do, but...
We are 7 minutes in, so...
Okay.
Did anybody win?
Yes.
Who won?
I only had one correct guess.
So that means I have 2 bottles I can still give away?
Yes. Yeah, I had a lot of guesses,
So
but
who got it right?
only one... Wait. No, yeah, only one guess that was right. Yeah.
Okay, who?
B-Lady.
B-Lady!
Yeah, B-Lady got it right. And that email that you got a minute ago that popped up on the screen, that was a picture of the oil, the thing that makes the oil that we're doing tonight.
Bonjour, bonjour. Comment allez-vous?
Okay. So,
congratulations, B-Lady. You won via the email.
Ducks don't have enough water with 1 acre. The thing is, we have birds all over the place. And so I like to have random water sources just because it's just one of those things. We always have pails and buckets all over the place that catch water, so...
And that's the thing. Hey, guys, I'm glad, Mud Pie Girl, thank you for bringing that up. I almost forgot about it, even though I was just talking to Hope about it. YouTube is doing that thing again where they're cleaning out subs. Because I guess they had a glitch in their system
in January.
Because in our analytics thing, they're saying that the sub count was off from
back in January. Sometime.
So if you're a creator and you're losing subs, don't panic. But 2, if you're just a viewer and you're missing your channels and I got to resub, that's why. So if you don't see somebody here right now that's usually here, hey, shoot them a message. tell them that we're on, and then tell them that make sure that they check to make sure that they're subbed and still
got the bell.
Got the bell.
My bell. Sorry.
Welcome to my world.
Sorry.
Weekend homesteader, what's up, buddy?
Morning.
He does that all the time.
Oh, okay.
So that's the whole deal. There's that big. It was back in January, according to the little message that we get with YouTube.
Don't panic about losing subs. Are you kidding? Of course we panic.
But
they'll recoup. It'll even out.
You know,
it always does. So
they'll get back. They'll find you back again.
Yeah, Suburban had the same issue, I think, with the unsubscribing part. Not 100%. Why not? Lonely, what's up?
I don't know. He hit me up on Skype today and said, "Hey, let me know." And I said, "Well, let me finish this, and I'll hit you up." And he never got back on. So I guess he's a little under the weather.
Yeah, it doesn't send the alert for a while. How do you send messages on YouTube?
You go, if you want to send us a message via YouTube, you go to the About section on our channel page. And then over there in the upper right-hand corner, there'll be a thing that says message or something like that. Click on that, type it out, send it. And then we'll get it.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually do my best to try to respond to messages and comments within 24 hours. Sometimes I don't, and sometimes I fall a little bit behind, but I do always try to catch up with it.
Yeah, and then the emails too. We have a lot of emails come in, so we try to get to those within the day as best we can.
So you know, it's a great day in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
what are you looking for?
Can I see one of your books, please? Please, thank you.
You're scaring me.
I know. And sometimes I like to just sit back and read a book. You know, especially when they just come out.
Really?
So I don't know. Maybe.
Are you kidding? Like, did you seriously just throw me in front of the bus like that? Oh my god! See, that's how, like, completely.
So why don't you ask her how her book's coming, y'all?
Well, my sales page is done.
Yeah, but the book ain't.
But the book's not. But I'm like 4 pages in.
Okay. All right. I'm done acting a fool.
Okay.
I will sit over here and watch the comments.
Okay.
And try to catch questions. And
if he doesn't catch them the first time, guys,
please put them in all caps so I can see them. And I will see the question, and then I'll be like, stop. We have a question.
Hammer time.
How is your book, Robyn? That's what Amy wanted to know.
You're gonna get it. Oh.
Gain no pain. Hey, I'm perceiving your life's friend. And Robyn's book.
It is.
That's awesome. Welcome, Gain No Pain.
Cool. How about that book, Robyn? Okay. When it's done, it's done.
And here comes Mama to save the day.
He backed that bad boy up and hit you again for good measure. I know, right? It's all up here. I just gotta put it.
Yeah.
Because you guys gotta understand, like, it is very difficult to pick just 10 oils. And I think you guys have figured that out just by how passionate I get talking about some of these oils. I don't think y'all have realized how many oils we've been through. If you go back and look at the playlist, you'll see there are a ton of them. We've done a lot. So that's the thing. So there's so many things I want to cover in the book of why I feel like, you know, I've narrowed it down to the 10. And now I want you to know why I picked the 10 that I picked. And so that to me is pretty important. So anyway, all right. So the clues that I gave tonight, the very first one was what? Very first one. What?
Suburban says if she's watching on her tablet and she goes to refresh, she gets unsubbed. Oh, Tommy's just full of jokes tonight.
No, Jason will not be the proofreader.
I'm gonna be doing. Hey, Tommy, me and
he can't even get it out.
we're gonna send it to you for the spell check, Tommy.
Okay, so the pictures that I posted today don't even look like they're showing up. The first one, let me remember because I posted like 4 today. The first one was a sarcophagus.
A what?
A sarcophagus, which is just a fancy name for an Egyptian wooden coffin.
Why don't you just say Egyptian coffin?
It's a sarcophagus. I'm just saying.
How many of y'all? I want to see a show of hands. Tommy, no. I want to see a show of hands of who knew what that big $20 school word was.
Everybody knew what sarcophagus was.
Well, they know it now.
Well, I mean, you know.
And be honest, I don't think a lot of people knew.
Let's see. So the first one.
Okay, Amy Davis, really?
Uh-huh.
Y'all are guessing already, and no.
No, it's not myrrh.
No, it's not myrrh.
Okay, so sarcophagus was the first one. The second, look at that. The second question the second clue was a sculpture made out of wood. See, she's an Egyptology fan. I thought it was an ice chest.
There's a lot of folks not telling the truth in here.
No,
I'm just
they
kidding.
all knew. Look at them, see? Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, yep, sure. Not me. There you go. There was a couple. Okay.
No clue.
So, basically what... I learned it in the 4th grade.
Who said that?
Mama! Okay, so...
That's because back when you was in the 4th grade, they were still building the pyramids.
Oh, you were not nice. Okay, so then the second clue was... a sculpture in wood, but it was a...
Was it me in my Superman
No,
pose?
it was like a Buddha looking thing.
Well, that could be me too.
but it was carved out of the wood that produces the oil that we're doing tonight.
Ah.
So then the third clue, and I would have thought by this time people would have gotten this, but they went a different route with all the guesses that I got. The third clue, there it is, I wear aprons. The third clue was a cross. And the cross had a crown of thorns on it. Okay. So that was the third one. We learned it in kindergarten with spelling. I knew it was a wood. Okay, and then the final clue, there's the third one, Green Gables. And then Steve. So, okay, so then the final one, and this is where I was surprised nobody, like, all of a sudden I didn't get a bunch of like, I was expecting my email to just blow up. The last picture was a flag with the island of Cypress on the flag. Nobody got that. Of course, I don't think I would have either if I didn't know what Cypress looked like.
So now we got Bee Lady.
Uh-huh.
I wear aprons.
Uh-huh. And Green Gables.
Green Gables.
That's 3.
And the Professor.
And the Professor. Where's my pen go?
Mm-hmm.
Where'd my pen go?
I don't know where your pen is. I know where my pen is.
Well, I kind of need a pen. Can I have your pen for a second? Oh, that's my pen, you poo!
Then why was it over here?
Because you took it?
I don't take things.
Okay.
Windswept homestead. So, the fact that she brought up Buddha, you know, I had a kid in my platoon one time that was reading the, how do you say that book? The Buddha book. What's it called? Anyway, it's got a word. It's a word. It's about that long. Begins with the letter D. And he was reading the book on Buddhism, and he pulled out a quote that somebody said that you don't know the importance of democracy or not democracy, but diplomacy until you get a mosquito on a certain part of a male anatomy. And I always used to think that was funny. Well, today...
No, it's not the Torah.
I had this fly swatter.
Oh my God, I can't believe you're going to tell everybody this.
And I was sitting back like this, and I was previewing the history video, and a fly landed.
Hey, there's Nicole.
The fly landed right about, well, you can't see it, but basically right about here on the desk. Well, when I went to swat...
He missed the desk.
No, stop. The wheels on the chair were like the wheels on the bus, and they went round and round. And this part came down on a certain part of me, and I was on the floor. I was hurting so bad. And I just, for some reason, while I was down there almost in tears, that popped into my head.
Yes, he did, Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
He sure did.
So, sometimes maybe we just need to let flies live. I haven't swatted a fly the rest of the day.
I can imagine why. Okay, I think this qualifies as an overshare.
I mean,
is there an oil?
I mean, y'all don't see. You ladies
There's
don't
not
know.
an oil
I mean,
for
I
that.
almost was physically sick.
I know.
I mean, I almost threw
And it
up.
didn't make it any better. He came inside probably looking for me to suggest some oil to put on it.
No, I was just. Look, I had tears
I
rolling
thought
down
your
my.
voice was a little higher tonight.
I mean, I'm afraid. Look, I'm not trying to be funny or anything like that. I'm afraid I'm gonna have a bruise. But,
Oh my God, you're making me die. Oh. Tracy, that was the problem. He came inside and he started to tell me, and all I could do, the reaction you're getting right now is literally the same. It hasn't gotten any better. I've been laughing the whole time.
so
Oh my gosh. Okay, so all of that to say.
So when she said Buddha again, it popped in my head. So.
Alright, so we're going to talk about Cypress tonight. The Nutcracker, not just about it. There isn't anything funnier yet, does it get?
Hi, Lisa.
Was this the fly from today when we were on Skype? Probably.
Probably.
Claire Sage is all I'm saying.
You know, I can read.
I've heard of you leaving your fly open.
Okay, let's reel it back in. Let's talk about
Cypress.
Cypress.
All right, guys, so let's talk about Cypress. All right.
Cypress Hill.
So,
Where they at?
jump up and get down.
There you go.
Okay. So, here's the thing. Cypress oil. You cannot ingest. Now, let me
off the hook
say
for tonight.
Let me say something here, though. Be careful in your research with your book. Susan, this is going to be one of them. And if you want any more information, you can email me and I can give you a more in-depth answer. So, and that was Susan Lang. Sorry. We have a couple of Susans in here. So, the thing with this oil even in the books that I have been researching, it says, and even on my bottle, and I've been very clear with this, if it doesn't have supplemental facts, you're not supposed to ingest it.
Okay.
However, in my book, the one that I go to quite frequently, a lot of times Cypress will be a suggestion, and not only will it be a suggestion, but there will be the little signal next to it that says that you're supposed to ingest it. Now, I don't know if this is a typo. Somebody wasn't paying attention in their book, and I, of course, cannot find one right now. But all that to say, pay attention to your bottles. If the bottle doesn't have supplemental facts on it, don't ingest it.
I want to try it.
No.
Not a whole drop. I'll just wipe my finger. Why?
Because I said no.
Isn't this the one that I tried before accidentally by putting it in my tea?
No.
Which one was that?
Cedar. It wasn't Cypress. It was cedar. But no, please don't. It's not even funny.
No.
All right. So it's like a Christmas tree. What? What do you smell?
It almost smells a little bit like some of that doe urine I paid so much money for.
Well, I mean, it is. This book is called The Essential Life. Let's see if I can get it to where the light does it.
Tilt it down this way.
There you go. The Essential Life.
There's that fly.
So anyway, that book, it's a great book, but again, pay attention. I know it says it's not for internal use on the actual description of the oil, but if you look in the beginning where it has all of the different, what are they called? It's the quick reference part. If you look in the quick reference and start looking for some Cypress icons, and it, if you look, you'll see there are some suggestions where there's that little cup to show you what.
Old as Dirt said it can shut organs down.
Yeah, you don't want to taste it. That's what I'm saying. So
I want to taste it.
Make sure that when you're paying attention and you're looking in your books and stuff, don't take a publication. If it's not on the bottle, if it doesn't have supplemental facts on it, do not ingest it. Okay? And that's my rant. However, you can use it aromatically and you can use it topically. As far as contraindications, I did not see anywhere where there are any things that interact with.
This was my frankincense, so don't freak out.
I haven't seen anything that interacts with this oil. There is a suggestion to be very careful if you're pregnant.
Nope, not pregnant.
You can use it very, very, very heavily diluted. So my suggestion is find another oil that will do the same thing that's safe. It's just my thing. If they're telling you you need to heavily dilute it, it's probably best to just stay away from it. Okay. The fact that he thinks it smells like doe urine and yet he keeps smelling it.
That's because I'm like pure 100% redneck.
Yep.
And I'm kind of
dopey.
Look, there are some of us in the South that are such avid deer hunters. We would put this on like aftershave. We put doe urine on like aftershave.
Okay.
I killed me a 20-point buck because I put the Tick 69 on like aftershave.
Okay, so now most companies don't, and that's fine. But there are only a few companies that people really suggest that you should be able to ingest any of the oils that are safe to ingest. So again, just be really, really careful. Okay, so let's talk about what it is and how it's made. First of all, it is steam distilled from the branches, either like the young twigs, the stems, the needles, all of that. They take and harvest off of the tree, and then they steam distill it and obviously extract the oil.
So we can go out here to some of these cypress trees that we have and and make this oil ourselves.
If we had a distiller, yes, we could try.
We could go pick one of those up at the brewery place, right?
Probably. I don't know. All right. So what it is? It's a needle-bearing tree, evergreen. It produces small. It's conical in shape. It has small little cones. I keep wanting to call them pine cones, but they're not pine cones. They're little woody cones, and they also have little flowers. And their leaves, the leaves are kind of scaly looking. So have you ever seen, like, a pine tree has like the needles. Mm-hmm. A cypress tree has like the little, like the way that the needles are, it's more like scaly little leaves. Mm-hmm. Let's see. It's tolerant, and the thing is, the wood itself is pliable, and it's like a reddish yellow in color. The tree is obviously a perennial. Oh look, Ancient Ways is here, yay. The tree itself is tolerant to drought, air currents, wind-driven dust, also sleet. Huh?
She said, don't they look like juniper leaves? Yes.
Yes, very close. They're also, they have a really well-established root system, which is why they're tolerant to drought and air currents and all of that stuff, because of that root system. And they grow well in both, this is pretty cool, in both acidic and alkaline soils.
Now, and one of the reasons for that being, with them being very drought tolerant and everything, if you ever had to dig up one, mostly really any one of your evergreens, they usually have a big center root that just goes straight down. And the older the tree gets, this
bigger
root,
the root ball
bigger
gets.
The root, not the root ball, this one root, particular root gets. And it almost looks like, how do you say you remember those stalagmites?
Stalactite holds tight. So, and the stalagmites might make it to the ceiling.
Yeah. So it almost looks like a big stalactite that comes straight down. So that's why they're really good in drought tolerance, because it's almost like you remember some of our cartoons from back in the day when G.I. Joe showed he was going to drill through the mountain and it had that big honking drill bit on there?
Yeah, long taproot. There you go.
That's basically what it is.
They're indigenous to the Mediterranean area. They can grow up over 100 feet tall. They also have a really long life. They've been documented to live over 1,000 years. So they're, and the cool thing is the scientific name is Cypress sempervirens. And semper, we know, is always, and virens means living, so ever living, so evergreen, the evergreen tree. So I thought that was pretty cool. They're mostly today found in either Libya, Greece, Turkey, obviously Cyprus, Egypt, Syria, Lebanon, Malta, Italy, and Jordan. So they're...
I've been to some of those places.
In a lot of that area over there. Yes, like the redwoods. All right, so now the history. There's some really cool little tidbits here that we found about the history. And just to kind of throw another curveball in there, speaking of the history, we actually had Carol do a little bit of the research on this week to try and pull some interesting facts for me. And so she dived into the history part of it. She wanted to find all the cool facts.
She enjoys history. Carol is very funny. She really enjoys her astronomy and photography and history. English, math. Well, math she's starting to get a little bit more tolerant with because
hey, Lone Star.
She knows she needs to be able to do math to be able to find certain constellations and stuff that she wants to look at. But but yeah, Carol loves history.
Yeah. So she found all of these cool little, a lot of big words tonight. I'm sorry.
Now, Old as Dirt, you're right. There is a
swamp version.
Swamp version, and they should be all over. They're all over Carolina.
Good night, Mima. You will, Weekend. You'll get them eventually. Okay, so the history that we found. Carol found that Egyptians used the wood to make sarcophagi, which is the plural of sarcophagus, or coffins. The Phoenicians and the Cretans used it to build ships and homes. Greeks used it for sculpting statues of the Greek gods. Now this was one that I thought was cool. The Chinese used the little cones. They used to chew on the cones to actually treat bleeding gums. Isn't that interesting?
Kind of
counterproductive?
Yeah.
I don't think so, because I think the what's in the cone would actually, I would imagine that it would release whatever is in the cone to be able, and then I would imagine it's not completely chewing it up and spitting it out. But I think it makes sense to me. And I did go back and cross-check her, so she did find that. She showed me her references. The other thing is the island of Cypress was actually named after the tree as it was worshipped there. The other thing is that one of the theories, and there are several of different theories on what wood Christ's cross was made out of, but one theory is that it was made out of cypress wood. So that's another hint that we had. And then the other one, and this is really funny because I think she's studied the Phoenicians a little bit because they did the Phoenician alphabet, I think, a little bit. But anyway, the one that really got me laughing, and she sent me this message while I was at work. She was telling me she was all excited about these different clues that she had. And all of a sudden, one comes across and it says, Hippocrates recommended using it for the treatment of hemorrhoids. And all I had were flashbacks of Jason trying, what was it? Was it Lang Lang or
no,
patchouli? Patchouli oil. So, anyway. So, all of that history I thought was pretty cool. Another theory, Noah's Ark was made out of cypress. I don't know. I didn't see that, but it's a possibility. Alright, so double espresso. Alright, so the properties of this oil. Astringent, which is important. Antiseptic, antispasmodic. It's a diuretic. It's hemostatic and styptic, which I'll get into what that means in a minute. It's a respiratory tonic. Pseudophoric, which means that it promotes sweating and perspiring. Deodorant. Hepatic, meaning that it's helping your liver health. Sedative. And it's also a vasoconstrictor, meaning that it helps the blood vessels to constrict and to close.
Keep going.
Let's see. It's antibacterial, antirheumatic, and funny enough, I just said sedative. It's also a stimulant, but for different reasons. So, sedative in the fact that it can kind of relax you and make you not stressed out and anxious, but stimulant in that it'll make you feel better and feel good. So, all right. So, let's talk about different body symptoms. Now, when I was doing all of my research, I used two different books, the same edition, but two different. I guess they reprinted it, and so the order of the body system is a little bit different this time. So instead of talking about the brain and the heart, we're gonna jump around a little bit different.
Hey, Gino.
Okay, so the first system I'm going to talk about this time is the lymphatic system, or at least part of it, and that's with autoimmune issues. What?
Would it help with migraines?
I think other stuff would work better. I don't think so, because if it's a vasoconstrictor, I would think that it would not help with headaches, because a headache is usually because the vessels are closing in. You want something that'll open up. So I don't think it would help with migraines.
Okay.
I think you're probably better with something like peppermint, lavender, bunch of stuff like that. There's a lot of different ones. So, okay. So with autoimmune issues like numbness or tingling in the feet, and tiredness or fatigue. I know we have a couple of people that have messaged me before that have autoimmune issues. So this is one that would be helpful with that, with some of the symptoms that come with autoimmune issues, like tiredness and or fatigue, and then also the numbness or tingling in your feet. As far as the endocrine system, this is good for hypoglycemia. If you take rosemary, geranium, and cypress, and I've got the exact measurements, if you want, I can get those to you. It's also good for people who have a resistance to insulin. And also people that have issues with their wounds healing. If you have poor or slow wound healing, this helps as well.
Pickers, we'll look into that. It shouldn't say that.
What is it? Oh, I gotta take that off. Yeah, I've got to take that off. Okay, so next is the brain. This oil helps a lot with blood flow in the brain. Also, like concussions, lack of oxygen, strokes, because it's calming yet energizing. So it's a good oil for blood flow. It helps to promote blood flow because of that hemostatic and styptic properties that it has. And again, I'm going to get into that in a minute. As far as candida, it helps with urinary infections. Again, it's a diuretic, so it's going to help you to go to the bathroom. So,
like comfrey for wound healing?
Yes, I'm going to talk more in depth about first aid with this oil. This is definitely an oil to keep in mind for having on stock for first aid because of that. But as far as candida, so that's a yeast kind of infection, any kind of urinary infection, this is good for because of its diuretic properties. It's going to help you to pee a bunch, so that it's going to flush out the toxins out of your system. As far as your cardiovascular, so now we're talking heart, blood, that kind of thing. It promotes circulation and blood flow. So it helps with things like aneurysms, hemorrhaging, high blood pressure, bruising, elevated cholesterol, poor circulation, like if you have cold extremities, that kind of thing, it's going to help with that. Edema.
Hold on, we missed a question from Donna S. and I don't like it when she feels like her questions are not important.
What did she ask?
I don't know. I must have missed it.
Surface treatment for varicose veins. Yes, and I'll tell you why. Give me just a minute. I'm almost there. Poor circulation, cold extremities, edema, again, because it's a diuretic. So edema is swelling.
Okay, gain no pain. What about scarring? If it heals wounds better, will it reduce scarring?
Yes, but I think one thing that I ran into that was really good with when I used to get burned a lot at work when I was at Arby's, I used to use lavender and frankincense, and that worked really, really, really well with scarring. I never had any scars come from, and I had some pretty nasty, like, second-degree burns sometimes.
Okay, how would you use it topically for a yeast and urinary tract infections? I don't know if I want the answer to that one.
Topically.
Topically.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Tanya had a good question. Wait, if you can't take it by mouth, then how can it help as a diuretic to push all the pee-pee out?
Because you're still getting it through your skin. You're still allowing the body, or you're still allowing the oil and its properties to go through your skin. The skin is the largest organ in the system.
That's true.
Right. So, and what we've talked about before with essential oils is that their chemical makeup and breakdown, they're so small that they're able to get into the bloodstream and just go.
Just go.
They can go anywhere, and they can, a lot of times they can break the blood-brain barrier, so they can go through the blood straight to the brain.
Okay.
And so that helps a lot with that.
Simplified Dutch?
Yes, it would also be good for people with hypertension. I think you literally just took that right out of my notebook.
Kathleen asked about teething. You couldn't use it for teething, could you?
I would not recommend putting it in your mouth. There are some other oils that are very good for teething, especially like clove, that kind of stuff.
Can you use it in a diffuser?
Yes, you can, and it smells fantastic.
Green Gable said...
Vitaflex points. Yeah. I don't know what she means by that.
Night, weekend homesteader. Tell your boys I said good night.
You could put it on pulse points. I'm assuming that's maybe what she's asking. I don't know. But with the cardiovascular, this is a huge one because it helps even with like fainting, things as crazy as like gangrene, hardening of the arteries, any kind of hematoma, restless leg. And here's the thing, guys. We've used it for restless leg so much. And a lot of times that has to do with, blood flow not flowing in the right way. And that's the other thing about with varicose veins is a lot of times what's happened is those veins have kind of lost their, lost tone. And so what I had said before, this is a tonic. And so what it does is it kind of helps those veins to have more integrity and allows the blood to flow. But then also with the properties of being hemostatic and styptic, what it does is it encourages the blood to continue to flow through so that it doesn't puddle up and present itself as varicose veins.
Green Gable says there are points on the feet that Chinese say help heal certain organs.
Yeah, I'm not real big into reflexology. I haven't studied that a lot. I do have several books on it. I'm just barely scraping the surface with this oil stuff to where I haven't even gotten into reflexology, but I'm sure that's probably going to be next on. Once I've covered all of the oils, that's probably going to be my next thing that I teach myself, is to do more of the reflexology stuff.
AKA I'm the guinea pig.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know there's a couple. I know of a couple,
My
but I
screen's
don't
gonna
know
fall out.
all of the different. I don't know all the different reflex points.
Can you put it on your skin directly, or does it needed to have a carry
Yes, you
oil?
can. Okay, so some people do fine with this oil neat. Some people need. Some people need to dilute it. So I always recommend diluting it first. Um, let's see, Kitty. I know it's in the back of the book, but what I'm saying is that I could definitely look and tell you right now what they are, but my point is I want to know it. I don't want to just look at it. I want to be able to start studying it to know, okay, I need to put it on in between my big toe and my second toe, or that kind of thing. So that's the new my new goal after I get through all of that. So um let's see. Digestive system. So this can help with things like colic, diarrhea, gallbladder issues, hiatal hernia. So Jason could theoretically take this oil and put it straight on his chest where his hernia is, to help with that. Try that out. So that's a new idea for us. That's the highway.
That's a jet.
Oh, it is. Vitaflex, his feet and hands. Yeah, okay. See, I've never heard it called that, so. Yes, it does help with detox. Susan, I mean, you're not really jumping the gun because I basically already said that. It's a diuretic. And whenever you hear the word diuretic, that usually means that it's a decent detox, because it's going to help flush things out. Flush all the nasty stuff out of your system. All right, so as far as the next system is the
Is it for irritable bowel syndrome?
You could, but there are some others that are much better for that. If you send me an email, I can give you a good list of them. I don't know them right off the top of my head. I know that there are some that are good for digestion in general. Like peppermint's always a go-to one. I think. Trying to think, what else have we used on your GERD? Ginger's also another good one. What else? There's a couple of them. I'm having a hard time remembering, but I know peppermint and ginger I think would probably be good for that, but I can look it up. I always like to go back and look to make sure. Much information there, it's hard to retain all of it. I mean, I know everybody else writes notes down. I know I've got a book full of them. Okay, so as far as the integumentary system, Susan, you're killing me. I'm gonna get there, I promise. It's like she has my notebook sitting in front of her, I swear. As far as the integumentary system goes, it's good for dandruff, like for your hair. It's good for greasy hair. It's also good for loss of hair because it
Hold on. That's not good. I wonder if they're working on something.
Might be. But that's okay.
Well,
I mean, it's not what we're paying for.
it's not what we're paying for, but it's
not too bad.
not too bad. It's close to what we're paying for.
Go ahead and see what we're.
Oop, wrong button.
What did you do?
I hit the wrong button.
Hit the wrong button.
I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry.
And now it's saying we're complete and we're offline.
Okay, we're back.
I caught back up with y'all. Okay. All right.
All right, everybody, refresh. I think YouTube is just having a lot of issues right now with the subs, and everything going on. So
Okay. So, as far as the loss of hair, what I was getting ready to say is, because of its properties, it's able to close down and hold on in those pores and stuff. That it's able to hold on to hair follicles rather than release them and let them go. The Who was asking me about irritable bowel? I was right. I just looked it up while we were looking. Ginger, peppermint, even cardamom. Cardamom's another one that I have on my list to try. So that's one that you can use as well. Those are 3 right there. And then also...
good night, just for me. Thanks for coming by. We appreciate it.
A lot of the other... a lot of companies do like a digestive blend. I know that the company I'm with has one, and it's very good. And that's one of the other... that's one of the other oils that we use a lot for stuff like that.
Night, so, Nick. We're glad you got to be here tonight, too.
Yeah, I'm glad you were able to come by, Nicole. All right, and now with Integumentary, the other 2 things that are included, nails. This is good for brittle nails, applied straight onto the nail with a little bit of carrier oil. Helps to strengthen the nails a little bit. As far as skin, and this is where we're talking about scars and stuff, this is really good for putting in a soap, which once we start making soap, this is definitely an oil that we're going to try putting the cypress oil into. And I think just naturally it's definitely like a manly kind of smell.
Manly.
You know, it's got, so I'll get there, let it snow. I'm going to do one on cardamom, but I've just barely ordered it. And I don't like to do a class on an oil if we haven't used it.
That's fine.
So
can you put that on my boo-boo right there?
Where's your boo-boo? Let's see. Right here?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you do?
I don't know. But I got an owie.
Okay. All right.
So,
let's see. So, I was talking about varicose. Varicose veins is definitely because of what it does. It can help with the appearance of them. Now, muscular system. In the muscular system, again, because it promotes blood flow. It's promoting that blood flow to the muscles. So, you know, it kind of helps with any kind of strained muscles, tendons, spasms. It's antispasmodic, so it's going to help with cramps, things like that. Helps with fatigue, chronic inflammation, any kind of numbness or acute pain, tension, stiffness, anything like that. So this is one of those oils that we stock up on. We have a lot of, because with Jason's restless leg, neuropathy, whatever you want to call it, it's also good for joint inflammation. So, you know, it's good for, he's got arthritis that's developed in his back. So we're able to apply that oil to that area and then also to his legs so that you can help with that restless leg or with neuropathy, whichever way you choose to.
TMZ made it funny.
Put manly oil on your boo-boo. Yeah, really. Another thing that this is good for is any kind of pain in your hands. I had a carpal tunnel release, and this oil will help with that pressure. So this is something to put, again, with joints and muscles. This is a really good oil for that application. Even sciatic issues, like if you have issues with your sciatic area, this is also a good, to me, anything muscular or joint related or heart related, like cardiovascular related, this is good for that.
Would it work for a knee surgery?
You gotta be a little bit more specific on that. What do you mean? It's not going to replace a knee surgery by any means. I don't know if you're talking about
the scarring, maybe?
Scarring, the pain. I'm not sure. You gotta be a little more specific on that. Okay, let's see. Now, as far as...
Would this help for...
Psoriasis. You know, there's better... I would think much better oils. I would think Melaleuca would help with psoriasis. Just because of its properties. Because psoriasis and like maybe let's see. Rosemary, that was the other one I was going to say. Geranium's good. It doesn't say Melaleuca. Melaleuca might burn a little.
Where do you apply for the
sciatic nerve issues? Well, I would think straight down in the lower back area. And then help me out. Anybody that does any reflexology, there might be a spot to apply it for the sciatic.
So would this be great for
systemic lupus or fibro? I haven't seen it in my notes. Fibro, I know we've had quite a few oils that we've talked about that are good for fibro. I don't know that this is one of them. I know last week's Cassia we talked about was good for fibro. What was the next question? I saw another
one. What
one
about arthritis? You may have said it, but I wasn't sure. Yes, it'll help with arthritis, right?
It'll help with any kind of joint inflammation. So anything like that, definitely. Birch, basil, that was the one that we did, was basil. Basil's is definitely a suggestion for trying with that. Cassia for sore muscles, yes. Let's see. Oh, so next is respiratory. With the respiratory system, any kind of congestion. I'm sad that Winter's not in here because her favorite term of lung butter, thick mucus. It will help break up thick mucus. Now, I'm waiting for somebody to ask, if you can't ingest this, how's it going to help with that kind of stuff, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, inhaling it is the way to do that. You put a couple drops in your hands, rub it in your hands, and then tent it over your nose. Or you can get like you're brewing your tea or boiling your potatoes, whatever, just a boiling pot of water. Put some drops in it. I would do like cypress and maybe eucalyptus together. Put it in the water after it's boiling, and then take a towel and literally like tent over the water so that the steam, like a steam bath.
Like Crocodile Dundee did in the movie when he dumped all that man's cocaine in there.
Yeah. Sciatica is relieved by, yes, rubbing it on your lower back, right near your tailbone, is basically, yeah.
I got shot in the butt.
Yeah.
So it's $1 million wound, but the Army must keep all that money because I ain't never seen a nickel of it.
This is also under the respiratory system. This is also good for coughing, like persistent cough, because it's anaspasmodic. So it's going to help to relieve that from happening. It's also good for earache, ear pain. You can take the Cypress. If you have ringing in your ears, this is an oil that you can add to a blend for the... We've made a blend before for the ringing in Jason's ears, and Cypress actually works pretty well in that. Oh, another thing, along with geranium, this oil and geranium are two that I will make sure that my son carries with him once he leaves, because he gets nosebleeds occasionally. And both geranium and cypress are really good for stopping a nosebleed. Alright, finally on my last page of notes. Okay.
Tam said, don't laugh. We all do that with eucalyptus oil there when winter comes.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Because it'll open you up. I mean, it definitely will, so... Don't drink it. Good night, Tommy. Good night, Patty.
Night, Tom.
All right. So, urinary, and here's where Susan was talking. This is good for bedwetting. Also incontinence, which is basically the same thing.
Very late, my mobile. But that's okay. You're here now.
Edema, and then also the urgency to go to the bathroom. So, if it's a vasoconstrictor, how would it help with heart or cardio disease? Okay, so it's not going to. What it does is it helps to. I wouldn't say that it helps necessarily with cardiac disease. What I was saying is that it helps with blood pressure in general. It helps to kind of keep things moving. And it works with overall health of the blood vessels themselves and gives them more tone.
Arthritis, yes, it will help for arthritis.
We already answered that. I'm sorry.
She might not have heard it.
Yeah,
we answered it right around the buffering.
Yeah.
You're always
not late. He's been in there the whole time, and he just waits till the last like 10 minutes to say hi. He's my stalker. Okay, so here's where I wanted to go into real quick. This oil.
The oil is Cypress.
This oil is definitely one that I would keep on hand for first aid.
Will it help with vertigo?
I don't think so. Let's see what they say for vertigo. That's why I keep this right here.
Vertigo.
I know I've seen vertigo.
Duckhead Homestead. Hey, how you doing?
Rosemary is a good one for vertigo. To try for vertigo. The reason why this is good for first aid is it is astringent, so it tightens up like loose skin, loose muscles. So if you have an open wound, it's going to help close that loosened skin that's there. It's also antiseptic, so it's going to kill any kind of bacteria that might be trying to grow inside there while it's exposed. It's also hemostatic, so it stops the flow of blood and promotes clotting. But it's styptic, so what it also does is it contracts the blood vessels. Remember we had said that it was a vasoconstrictor. So what it's doing is actively by preventing bacteria and because it is antibacterial, and then also constricting those blood vessels and then promoting that skin to start closing back up. You've got a great first aid oil. So definitely one, and this is not nearly as expensive as helichrysum. So definitely one to keep in mind when you're putting together a first aid oil kit. And then a couple of just random things that I saw. Because it's antibacterial, it's good for like natural deodorant. There you go. On the big toe for sciatic. There you go. Does it help with a facelift?
So would it be a good to blend with my tea tree oil?
I bet it would smell great. I'm sure it would layer fine. Yeah. I think it would be okay. There you go for vertigo. Ginger, lavender, cypress, basil, clary sage, rosemary, and good old-fashioned rose.
Rose is
$500 a bottle.
I was going to say, rose is another one that's uber expensive.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's usually just used as an added oil for other things.
My mobile homestead, I'm putting in a huge order for April.
Sounds like I'll need this. Yeah.
What's up, Jack? How's it going, buddy?
Yes, it is. Let It Snow said they think it's in the Zit Clear that they bought. I have seen Cypress used in a lot of acne medications.
Recycle Cottage, I did that earlier today.
Would it help a concussion? Yes. There are other things that would help a concussion, but yes, Cypress will help a concussion. And anyway, what I was saying is this is a good natural deodorant because it kills the bacteria that causes odor.
Good night, Hope. And hey, you got our number. If you or John need us over the next whenever, I don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, you guys give us a call.
All right. Do you
Oh.
know of any oils that give you a cold feeling? Yeah. There's a couple of them. Wintergreen, peppermint. There's quite a few. But the big ones are, peppermint is definitely the number one that'll give you
That
cooling sensation. Wintergreen does it for me as well.
What about a fool who can't quit smoking? Would it help on that persistent cough?
Yeah. I mean, it's antispasmodic, so maybe, but I think you'd probably want to work on the smoking, not the cough. And I'm sure, I know there's oils to help with that as well.
Love you too.
Cinnamon. Susan can help me out with this one.
Black
cinnamon, black pepper. There's a couple of them. Night sweats, hot flashes. Yeah.
That's because you're mostly made out of metal now, Jack.
Homestead Network info. Just figured out where my messages are. Okay. And then the other thing.
No, I took that off earlier today, Recycle Cottage. It shouldn't be there anymore.
The other thing that I thought was, and we'll kind of just glaze over this, but because it helps with blood, this is a good one for women. Let's just leave it at that.
Thank you, Lord.
So that's another thing. This is good to, put over your stomach and things of that nature. So.
I guess I do want to take care of it.
All right. So let's see if anybody has any more questions. Let's see.
Recycled, go check it now, please, because it was still there. All right, you guys go check it for me real quick.
Got it. He just saved it.
What did Jack say? Oh, the 10W30. Yeah. So. Okay, is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we're going to open it up for questions about tonight's oil, or really any oil. So if you have any questions about Cypress or any other oil that Robyn has covered so far, this is the time where you get to ask. And you have her 100% attention.
Blood is an awesome rust remover.
That is true.
Mm.
All right, cool. Thank you, guys. I thought I did it earlier today. There must have been a glitch, or I might not have hit save. So, thank you guys for bringing that up. That's one of those things that you always forget about. Question. Spouse is hit and a miss.
Yes, there's a lot.
I'm so glad you spoke up before I continued reading that.
Clary Sage is definitely, when we all joking aside, Clary Sage is a really, really good one for regulating. But there is a whole section in my book just on women's health. And what?
Nothing. Just keep looking that up. Jack just made a joke.
Okay, so Cypress is definitely one for that to help with irregular. The Clary Sage, there's also, like, most companies have a women's blend that has a bunch of different oils in it. But there's so many that you can try. There's fennel, because we talked about fennel a while back. Juniper berry, lavender, peppermint. Huh?
She hates parsley.
Parsley. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. Clary Sage is really a good one. And because clary sage helps with all of it. It helps with regulating. It helps with the pain associated with it. It's just overall, it's a good oil to have, especially for women.
Clary sage.
There she is. I don't. Bourbon oil. I've never heard of bourbon essential oil.
I think he's making a joke.
No, he asks that every single thing. Like, I've not answered it, so he keeps asking. I've never heard of an essential oil made out of bourbon. But now bourbon. Have I tried tinctures? Yes, I have. But I haven't tried them with the ones I saw. I saw a bunch with vinegar that she made one time, but then I also saw she did one with glycerin and some kind of oil, some kind of alcohol that turned out really well. We do ours just with straight 100% or 100 proof vodka most of the time with ours. Yeah, it is helpful with the mood as well. That's right, Tammy.
Fly.
Let's see. But yeah, and then like even rosemary and thyme are also good ones. But she said she doesn't like parsley, but parsley's kind of, I don't really like parsley.
I don't like parsley either.
But I don't mind cypress. Fennel, I'll tell you, fennel is nice. Fennel smells like black licorice, but not. Like, I'm not crazy about black licorice, but I love the smell of fennel. So, yeah, vodka and rum. There you go. Rum was the one.
He'll email us the website.
Okay.
That's cool.
That's what it was. Glycerin and rum for the small wounds. Look, as much as I hate to say it, helichrysum by far is like, it's worth its weight in gold. Let's just put it that way. It is very high, but it's one of those, like, if you have a decent size wound, and then if you have a small wound, it doesn't take but a drop. So it's not, but
parsley tea works, but it's nasty.
Parsley, ugh. I can't even
I would have to agree with her.
Yeah. But like for small stuff, lavender and frankincense, I still like when I've been burnt before and it was really bad. I had a 2nd degree burn that literally the skin just came right off, and I treated it. Huh?
That would be 3rd degree.
No, 3rd degree goes down. No, I'm talking about just took off like a blister and the skin came off. That's not 3rd degree. You didn't say
it blistered. You said it took the skin off.
Yeah, okay, but it didn't go down into the. Really?
Really? Seriously?
You want to look up 3rd degree?
I don't got it.
That's not 3rd degree. I'm talking about singe the skin. The skin comes off. You didn't say singe.
You said took the skin off.
Oh my gosh! I'm gonna take your face off.
You said take the skin off.
I'm gonna take your face off with the fly on your hat.
And it means it went to the muscle. That means it's a deep burn. Yeah. It means it's 3rd degree.
Robyn, itchy eczema fluid blister. Melaleuca's not helping. Ooh. I would use lavender. I would bet lavender would work with the itchy part. Cause that one helps me. Lavender works really well for itchy skin, at least in my experience. Kitty, it's saying also geranium and cedarwood. So
I bet raw honey might.
Yeah, it might. You're right.
Donna S., you're right.
Yeah. Let's see.
Thanks for stopping by, Gain No Pain. Appreciate it.
Oh, good time to buffer. All right.
Okay, well, if we don't have any more questions.
Stay tuned for next week's episode.
Yep.
Buffering. Wait, what happened? We're getting ready to go off, apparently. YouTube said, it's time to go, baby. Time to go.
All right, back. They're saying we're back.
Alright. No. Stream is offline. Nope. Hey, I thought he went home or went to bed.
Well, he had to put
his kids down.
His boys
okay.
down. And that was like 30 minutes ago, and you were still jabbering.
I know. Okay. Alright, well. Yeah, frankincense is good. Lavender, geranium, and... Did I say ginger? Lavender, geranium, cedarwood. And lang lang too, it says.
Okay, so it looks like we're back.
But buffering.
Well, you were just there. It had to buffer to catch it back up, I guess. You're still online.
There you go.
All right, so we're gonna call it a night. Well,
we go back to green. It would figure.
That moment when we go back to green.
Anyway.
So, you guys, thanks for coming by. Thanks for hanging out with us this evening. I hope you guys learned a lot. Remember, if you guys have any questions about essential oils, please hit Robyn up at her email, bigbearfarmsoils@hotmail.com. That's Big Bear Farms with an S, oils@hotmail.com. So just spell out Big Bear Farm Soil at hotmail.com.
Yeah, that's basically what it translates out to be. Didn't anticipate that was what's gonna happen, but you know,
but
Big Bear Soils.
And also, if you guys want to purchase this oil, you do the same way. You just hit her up through Big Bear Farm Soil at hotmail.com. Soils.
Yeah. Big Bear Soils. It almost sounds like we pooped on ourselves or something. Big Bear Soils. I'm sorry. All right, y'all. You have a good evening. Thanks for coming by. And I'm sure we'll see you again on Wednesday? Wednesday at 5:30.
5:30. We're in the garden with me, and we're... Here we go again. And we're going to be talking all about the soil.
The soil.
We're talking about the dirt come Wednesday. So you guys have a great night. Thanks for coming by. We enjoyed it. And we'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.